Morning again. Good morning, Kingsley. You're laughing so far. Well, anyways, I shouldn't ask you. You're laughing so far. It's a brand new. It's a new day, new week, new everything. Laugh away.
I'm just laughing because I'm happy. Don't worry.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, let's just leave it right there, okay? Um, 5 minutes, 30 seconds after 8 o'clock. It's a Friday, a new commencement of Activated Morning right here, and we are fortunate to have the first day instead of Dr. Thompson, which is the Tuesday. So we are in the driver's seat, and we want to say good morning to you wherever we FM is being heard. Good morning to you wherever you are hearing us from. It's Tuesday, 3rd of January, 2023. You can imagine we saying that Christmas was the day before yesterday last year. Christmas, oh my father. And you wondering why I'm smiling?
Okay, I look good on New Year's, man.
No.
You went out gallivanting. You see the fireworks too, no?
No, I have one motto. Walk home, Tuesday FM, Friday FM. That's my style. I have no other intention to do other things. Okay, not like you. You probably have a whole book of things you have planned. But anyhow, people probably wondering, how was your weekend?
My weekend or your weekend? I think they're more curious about your weekend. How was your weekend?
Well, all right. I woke up every day.
Well, you did say that.
Yeah. That's all I do, Christal. I just look forward for walking.
You don't like go out for a little something, a meal or a drink. You don't socialize.
Oh, well, I like sardines. So I do sardines at home.
Sardines?
Yeah, high protein food.
I know, but that's
when you reach my age, you understand why sardine is important. Sardine and milk. Okay.
Yeah. Sardines have the omega and all those fatty acids in it too.
Yeah, but it puts plenty ink in my pen, so I need that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So again, a lesson here for the future.
So you have to have lots of sardine, lots of green peas, with some beef and things if you want to be activated like me in mornings. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think I do. I hope I do.
Somebody remind me of a comment which was made by a particular caller Tuesday. Well, here's something, Christal.
What comment was that?
Well, here what happened, right?
Yeah.
Ralph Gonsalves made a statement and said that he is prime minister for every square inch of Sylvester and Grenadines, right? And that is rightly so, from where he sits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take slightly to when people say that I am obsessed with Ralph Gonsalves, obsessed with Cardinal Gonsalves, and I happened to see someone to see yesterday going to the Grenadines. He was actually walking. I don't have an obsession. I have an obsession on things that they promised when they were hoping to be elected. Today, Vincent Shannon, are you paying attention to the state of the economy? Are you paying attention to the state of the agriculture industry? Look at what happened with the homicide, and we continue where we left off the day before yesterday in terms of the killing. Are you paying attention to the productivity sector of Sylvester and Grenadines and healthcare? Who should we blame? Who should we blame? Who should we point our fingers and say, why are we not making any strive in these sectors? You may say individualism is the problem, or we should point our fingers straight at the minister who is happened to be the prime minister of everything, because that is why he is prime minister, and he suggested to the governor who he would like to see manage certain ministry with the overall development of Sylvester and Grenadines, hinge on Ralph Gonsalves and his policies and his way forward. Somebody even asked me a while ago, what do I think about Ralph Gonsalves' foreign policy? Well, see, and Marsha and them go speak to that, because they don't have an obsession like me. So they probably have a different point of view in their presentation. Okay? But here what happened. The state of the economy. People, are you considering if we're productive or if we're producing the agriculture? I went to a place called Mongolian yesterday. I can remember when I reached by Silent Corner, for people living in the country who know exactly what I'm speaking about. we're not seeing any vibrancy in the agriculture sector. I don't know who to blame. Is it a lack of this attitude by farmers? Is the ministry providing enough incentive for them? What is taking place with our development after 22 years? Okay? And then you have people will say, oh, you have an obsession at Rob Gonsalves. Everything Rob Gonsalves you could decide. But that is not true. That's not a fair comment. Because people who look for impartiality will tell you, I support the proposed building of the airport when it started in 2008 and it come operational in 2017. Oh, some people say, oh, because you work at the airport, you support that. But do I have any choice? I support the issue of the government trying to build a port. I think about the cost, 650 million. That's a lot of money. I think about the effort that the government is making to help disadvantaged students to get themselves money to become professional. I think about the effort of the diagnostic center and other health issues that they're trying to deal with. Is that is that an obsession? If something is happening good in civils and grannies and it's the policies is benefiting the people of civils and grannies, I have to support it. But because I question certain things, they will say, I have an obsession. I have known Ralph Gonsalves since all my life. My father introduced me to Ralph Gonsalves. And he came and he said that he will do much better than the former Prime Minister Sir James. So give him a chance. He said, just give him one chance. One chance. He asked for 2 terms, he on his 5th term. People will say the reason why he's on his 5th term is because he's doing relatively well. That's all. But do you think that everything is perfect in civils and again in terms of what's taking place with the development? The answer is no. Look at the state of crime in civils and again. I think I can remember when a particular person started an operation. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, he said, who you think responsible for the issue of crime escalated in civils and again? It's former Prime Minister Sir James Mitchell and former Commissioner of Police Randolph Toussaint. I can remember that statement was made by a political politician.
Is that particular politician holding
office today?
Office.
Yes.
Who is that politician?
Ralph Gonsalves.
So just say he's the one who said it before he went in. But now he's in, he's singing a different tune.
But Christal, I don't have to read and spell for everybody. Because I have to paraphrase. I don't want him to say that we are misquoting him. But as you asked me, who the person sat in opposition at the time was Ralph Gonsalves.
Okay.
And he made that bold statement. And today, Ralph Gonsalves is the Minister of National Security and Prime Minister for every square inch in civils and grading. So when we have our challenges, if we can't deal it from an individual standpoint, we have to point our fingers at the leader, and Ralph Gonsalves is the leader.
Okay. So which one of these statements is factual? That he is responsible for the crime or he's not?
Well, if we judge him based on what he said about former Prime Minister DC Sir James and former Commissioner DC Randolph Toussaint, Ralph Gonsalves should take the full brunt of the responsibility for taking the civils and the grannies with the issue of the homicide.
Okay.
People listen and say, but Kingsley, how could Ralph Gonsalves assess that there will be a homicide taking place? That is why the constitutional law of Ralph Gonsalves to individually make a choice of somebody to be commissioner of police, to be responsible for the management of the policies to fight crime. So if we go further, we could excuse Ralph and say that the commissioner is not doing what he's being paid to do.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, it's always a very tricky conversation to have. Whenever something is not going right, who do we put the blame on? Who do we point fingers at? Because while the minister is responsible for that particular ministry, there's a PS. If we're speaking about security, there's the commissioner of police,
yes,
and there are the police officers, and then there are citizens.
Yes.
Citizens have a responsibility for their actions. However, sometimes every society has deviance.
Yes.
Right? Somebody's choice might be influenced by the economy, might be influenced by passion or some personal grief with somebody else, family, friend, or whosoever, and then it ends up as assault or homicide or whatever. how is that person's individual choice or individual circumstance then the responsibility of the commissioner of the police, the commissioner of police, and then the minister of national security?
But I tell
You
you
see
something.
why? You see why it's hard?
Yeah, I tell you something, right? When potential candidates or potential politicians, they have to always sit down and think on hindsight. People voted for the ULP because Ralph Gonsalves promised when he become prime minister, he'll be tough and the causes of crime that affecting people. You ask me how Ralph Gonsalves will know that an individual is concentrating on doing something that is not friendly with the law. He possibly can't know. But if you put things in place, crime prevention, they say they have plan against crime, walk against crime. Do the plan against crime really have any effect today? Do you see?
You see, the thing with that, it's hard to tell too, because then have they done any studies?
Wait, okay.
Have they done an assessment on the program to say we have had 3,300 students pass through the Pan Against Crime initiative, and of these 300 students, 299 have never gotten themselves in trouble with the law, as opposed to others who have not been a part of the program, they have gotten in trouble. Do we have access to that information, if the information is even there? Or it's just something they just did and just, okay?
But Christal, in my time a little before your time, you see, parents will spend time with their children. They will buy a doll for their child or the children, if they're girls. When we were small, our parents would buy us a water gun, go make one out of breadfruit bowl. But yet the thought of shooting somebody never resonates with us. It's just like it was such a toy. Today, it has more information that will benefit people generally. But yet, you see people turning to crime and criminal activities. And you have to ask yourself who and what and who should we point our fingers at. And it comes down to the politicians. They have to take the bulk of the responsibility because they suggest the appointment of the commissioner. They take in Vincent to be police. And when former commissioner Tucson did say that the Royal Semis and the Grenadiers police force is a reflection of this Vincent society, people beat long Panam Tucson for saying that, but that is what is evolving today. You have police officers who join the police. They spend some time in training. And you can use some of the traffic guys, for instance, because we have a one-on-one daily experience with those of you. And they, because they dress to the Royal Service and the Grenadiers Police Force, they think that do as I say and not as I do. You see where the power thing comes in? And let me tell you something. I listen to a police officer. He's currently assigned to the traffic department and work as a temporary taxi. And there's a particular guy out there who drives a taxi. You know what he said? Traffic officer just treat that guy like a punching bag. You can see the cars after 8:30. Remember that, man?
What is that?
8:20. Yeah, so he said traffic officer just treat that guy like a punching bag. So I put one-on-one together. And I say, imagine that. This is a police officer admitting unconsciously that they go out and target individual drivers. This is what that you say. That is a punching bag. So they go out and they target people.
You know, that sounds like bullying. In schools, any circumstance, any situation, that's bullying. You pick on the weakest, the one who's perceived to be the weakest, or the person who doesn't answer back.
Like okay, they put out some cones at the old Itijosh airport to divert the traffic, to assist free flow of traffic. So I was coming from the 6 degrees direction. I want to go into the car park at the Itijosh Center. I see enough space for me to make a left without touching the cone. So I did that and parked the vehicle. The police came across. Why you drive down there? Well, Ian coming into me answering. He said, Kingsley, why did you make a left? I just didn't answer him. Can the signs, there's not a sign say that you can't go to the,
But he asked a question, should I
you,
answer him?
you would want to hear the words how we describe.
Well, why answer him?
Why answer?
Yeah.
Because
Should we just answer him?
what is said could be used against you if you could, you understand? A lot of people don't understand that. When you get that in a traffic accident on the road, Christian, if you're driving, all you need to do is to give the police your driver's license and the insurance of the vehicle. You don't have to give a statement by law. Because they go, and when the people in the report, they use it against you. So drivers, if you're listening and you got in an accident, you don't have to give the police a statement and base what's up. Just produce your driver's license and the adequate insurance. And then if you have a counsel, then you give counsel your information or you keep it so they could. Mr. Weeks, if you're listening, if you're listening, you will know exactly what I'm speaking about because police can't produce a report without any sort of evidence. And when you give police evidence, they twist it. They will say to you, we take exactly what you say. Could you sign here? You take it for granted what they give you to sign is what you said. And you'll be surprised what is being used against you. So the crime situation is a misunderstanding. I think it is in a state. I hope that for this new year, we see more money allocated for police get training and make sure that they apply the training. And I'm not just in that Vincent Chan and non-nationals who listen should abuse the police. It should have a mutual respect across the board. And people have to understand that is important. So if you have anything you want to say about the state of the economy, the state of the history of agriculture, the construction sector, crime, poverty, productivity, healthcare, you can send your thoughts at 4579994, or you can give us a ring at 4579997. You have any WhatsApp yet there, Christal?
Yeah, but what I want to say before,
you
see, the answer that comes in will depend on who you ask. If you ask a man who is successful, who is making it within the agricultural sector, or whatever sector, he has a business that's doing well, he would say, yeah, it's great, it's wonderful. If you ask a guy who's not making any profit, or a woman, when I say guy, I mean general, who's not making any money, who's finding it hard because they probably don't have the network, they don't have the kind of links with here, there, and everywhere, they don't have the know-how, whatever, they're going to say it's horrible, and they're going to point fingers and blame the government. So it depends on who you ask. Call came in there. Apologies. If you want to call, 79997. You can also call via WhatsApp, by the way.
But do you pay attention to what taking place again? Do anybody could call and see the different sectors in civilians actually producing? We've been struggling for the last 3 years. And all the blind supporters of the UFP continue to say
again.
Israel Gonsalves is paying salary every month. That's governance. That's governance. That he managing to pay
paying salary. Paying the artists number.
Okay. He managing to pay salaries, and all of a sudden, Ralph Gonsalves is doing the best job.
I don't believe that people use that as a measuring tool.
Excuse me?
People to salaries. No.
You know what I sat yesterday and realized? Today is already 3 days in the new month. I am hoping that it goes fast so people work once you can get their salaries. Because they say there's a theory in our head, Christal. January is the longest month in the year. You know why? Because some people go out and spend with no common sense and take things free and hoping that January comes to pay. And it's the longest month away to get a salary from. You understand what I was saying? Yeah. And that is why productivity is struggling since the grannies. I mean, nobody is saying that you're trying to say make any effort. But we need to see more urgency in things. We need to see a little bit more pep in the step from persons who are fully responsible. We need to see some more PR going out by the Augustine Ford, who is the research officer. But he just focused on attacking Sinker and Leacock. That's all he does. We need to see Ann Marshall speak with more clarity and more impartiality and the development structure of where we're going. I passed through the country yesterday, Christal. A place where I grew up, Mongonan, Diamond, Fireborn. Christal, the place like a savannah.
Let me devil's advocate. So all the hotels that are going up, that is not in of productivity and advancement and economic development.
Let me say good morning to Elson Creek. Elson Creek say, build the airport, the hotels will come, the people will come. That seems to be happening. Hotels are being built. I see one at Timon coming to an end. But should we just hinge all our productivity on the tourism sector, Christal?
But if the tourism sector it appears to be doing well, give them a big up now.
But the government
you see, you can't see anything of advancement or productivity.
Yeah,
thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kingsley. Season greetings, happy New Year,
yes.
And everything to you and Christal.
Yes, man.
Morning, thanks.
Yeah, Kingsley.
Hey.
All this night, I hear him in my house and I listen to see when the New Year coming in. And Kingsley, when the New Year come in, I never hear more gunshot. I never hear more bullet in belly and over by your side over there. Kingsley, no. Kingsley, they say, well, we are bringing the New Year.
You sure those were gunshots?
I feel it was bandit.
Huh?
No, there were fireworks there.
Deadly weapon?
No, there were fireworks.
No, it's gun. Really, I know firework. Gunshot.
Hey, now.
Gunshot.
Let me be honest with you, a bit more honest with you, right? So I was up at that time. Actually, no, I lie. I fell asleep. I was trying to stay up, but you know, these old bones, young old bones. I fell asleep shortly before midnight, but I was awakened by the sound of fireworks.
Yeah.
But in between, right? In between, I questioned myself. I'm like, them two that gone, they really sound like fireworks. But we could take it as fireworks. So I just assumed that every bop, 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 bop I heard was so they weren't. You could say that for sure. Like you could tell the difference.
Yes, I know the difference. Yeah, I know the difference between fireworks and gunshot bullet. Yeah. I got coming so.
So
bullet up in it, bullet shooting up bullet up in here.
So when you hear them gunshot go off, we should run in bed and duck and hide.
You should have go downstairs.
No, I ain't going to my bed because I don't know what could happen, Kingsley, because Kingsley, the days, that's how you going to celebrate the year that God gave you to see another year. That's how you doing it with deadly weapon. People talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
It was really, oh my God, Kingsley, what's going on?
Well, we give you the chance to express your thought on it, but I necessarily don't agree with you. I don't think what
because
we heard
is Kingsley, the first year a murder the first day in the year a
somebody
murder.
lost their life by killing homicide. Yes, I agree.
And again, you can't bring rod for everything. Because rod not here and everywhere. You have the police out there supposed to do their duty. Yes. You can't blame rod for them things that he can't hear. He put man there to do the work.
Yes. Well,
you catch criminal them.
We ain't really blaming the true sense of the word, but somebody has to take the responsibility. Yeah.
And you know, it is a Billy. You have to go to Sunday school. Anglican has Sunday school in the evening. Gospel has Sunday school on the evening. You ever seen it? That doesn't think cut out.
Yes.
Nobody go to Sunday school on the got to Sunday.
The children aren't being sent. They don't go. You think a child will just pick up? I'm going to school on their own.
You have to blame the mother.
Excuse me. The parents, please. The parents.
You know? Every evening you send your child to Sunday school and worship God, no God. That was them so ignorant today, they don't know what is God.
Yes.
You know, they're very ignorant, you can't talk to them, Kingsley. If you see a little one pass, you can't tell them nothing, they cost you.
Yes.
You know?
The transformation has changed over the last couple of years.
You know, it's very, very ridiculous, Kingsley.
Yes.
We need God in this country. Too much blood in this country now. Every day somebody getting killed.
Okay, well, we will think about what you say, give your thoughts on serious consideration, see if we could copy some of the solution to the problem that you
think. They have to stop that gun thing when New Year coming, they have to stop that.
Yes.
You have to stop that worship God, stay home and kneel and pray good for yourself in a church.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So.
All right then, thank you.
Okay, so Commissioner John.
All right, thank you so much.
The caller is suggesting that you put in place an amnesty for persons to return on licensed firearms in the area. Because I don't believe that persons who own firearm license would actually shoot off a gun just to create an impact on the fireworks and there's the night. Oh my, that'd be something if that's really true.
Not only that, you spend money for those things. You just went through them like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I do not want to believe that is factual. It's hard for me to tell whether that's a fact or not. Well, I heard them, and like I said, I just assume and I say, all right, everything is fireworks. There's some new fireworks coming out there. Somebody else is saying that's true. Lots of gunshots in Hollywood, right in Kingston Park also.
Well, certain areas have a coloration because I know for a particular area, I was up here at night and I actually heard sounds resemble those of gunshot disseminating from a gun. But as you say, you never know if it's a bandit or something, but it is a frightening situation to pass in a certain area. And you see people sitting by the side of the road and as soon as you pass, you hear, bye. You want to know what's going on.
It almost sounds like they have those play water guns. Remember, like Guy Fawkes, they used to have the ones with the little things. And remember those? Yeah.
And they were quite annoying, eh? They were quite annoying.
They're annoying to you, not to me. It was like playing with them. But I remember one time when I went to Trinidad, they were telling us about this particular area. I'm not sure if it's Laventille or somewhere else, where things like that are very common. So, you don't go there. You don't go anywhere close because you know what you're going to see and what you're more than likely going to hear. Not that like outside of the illegal possession, but everybody knows what is happening within a certain area. So that's our story right now. You know what is happening within a certain area. So you just don't, you either don't venture or you don't know who you're going to. What?
But there's a frightening situation escalated situation in the last 30 days with the killings that we see in St. Vincent and Grace. I just hope that the authorities are paying attention.
I think they are.
And you will deal with it sooner rather than later. Because from 1 year with 40 homicides to start the new year with approximately 1 or 2, it's a frightening situation.
42. The 40 homicides was 2016. Last year was 42.
Yeah, right. So this year, last year referring to 2022, right?
2022 is 42.
Yes.
Right.
And any
the record before that was 2016.
Yeah. Any recorded homicide for 2023 as yet?
One.
Okay, you see.
The first one.
You got any white shot up on the hill?
Well, you see, anyways, let me leave that. The police would say whatever needs to be said when the time is right.
You know, but Christal, when I see that particular picture and the whole of that homicide, I said to myself, what if you be trouble anybody? And the time just come that they find you in this particular gap and it's okay. It's your time and my time. Because here's something, Christal. The things you do don't pass, that I catch your children or your children or grandchild. And if you do something wrong, and I find you in a compromising position, and I figure the law is on your side because you're innocent until proven guilty, and you're alone with face to face. You have to pay the price. You understand what I'm saying? And I wonder if that is the situation. Oh, you find Brunswick. Oh, you know.
Kingsley, focus now. This is not me. I check in the WhatsApp messages. Continue. In 2 minutes, we'll take a break.
That's the best one, Chris. That one that make you feel like you could jump over.
Sardines?
Yeah, you need to eat them, Chris. You get nice skin, the texture. You feel more energized and things like that.
Prefer to drink whale oil.
Whale oil?
Prefer to eat some blackfish crisps.
Sardine cheaper.
And cheaper.
You see the brown good thing there, just put it on. If you have some pepper, you treat, but if not, you just eat it so.
Sardines again.
And it goes straight to the bloodstream. It's very good for you. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make note. Canadian Brunswick.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope these dealers who listen and respond.
Send up a case of Kingsley. Drop it up Thursday, you can pick it up Friday morning.
Yeah, it's 24 minutes, 30 seconds on to America. Christal, so it's time for us to take a break and come back with your thoughts at 45 799 94. Let me say good morning to my friend in Canada. Girl, I hope you up. Mrs. Valentine. Morning, Janet. Janet in Hoisting St. Vincent Tapsy. Good to know that they listen to ReFM wherever they are. And now they're home. They're here. Let's go, Christal.
Before we go though, let me run through these comments. All right.
Oh, you have some comments?
Somebody sent you a picture of some sardines in soya oil. That's for you, Kingsley. The buck of good and evil stops with the leader. Kingsley, the police duty bound to read you your rights and bullets are costly. Da, 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 da. Good morning, Oswald, saying Happy New Year. The NDP and the people of SVG are responsible for the crimes. If the referendum had passed, we would have had capital punishment, but the NDP fooled the people.
If I had the opportunity to read that, I'd just rubbish that because that doesn't make any sense. How the NDP is responsible for the issue of crime in Senegal? The NDP is not the executive. No members of the NDP has authority in this. Go to Parliament, make a whole heap of noise, and that's all they're getting paid to do. So how you can blame NDP for the issue of crime in Senegal? They're not the executive.
What he is referring to is a lost opportunity to make capital punishment though.
So
anyways, a lost opportunity for a greater of deterrent time. That's what he's referring. Well, that's what I pick up.
The person should find out how important is the European Union, what is the stance of the European Union and the death penalty before they make that prove that nonsense that they just proved that whatever to say that NDP is responsible for the state of crime. Total nonsense. That is not true. Definitely not true. NDP was sitting in opposition for the last 22 years. They bring several times to speak on the issue of crime. They brought no vote of confidence. The honorable speaker then, Joe Mutama, said, no, in this country, no vote of confidence. And you want to blame the people for the state of crime? Come on, that'd be crazy. Blame who should be blamed? Point your fingers straight to them because they promised that they'll be tough on crime and the causes of crime. I have not seen that taking part in the development. Let's go.
All right, so we'll stick a pin on the responses. Take a break, drink some water, and come right back. 23 minutes onto the 9 o'clock hour. So that means we got a little bit of time to chit chat about this. All right.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Whatever you are celebrating, birthdays, anniversaries, engagements, retirement, or just celebrating life, the place to Basil's Bar Kingston is established for over years. Lunch and the next ambiance. We have a set menu and 3 a la carte menus to choose from, and we are flexible to all requests. We serve you Basil's Bar Kingston. And just a meal, it's an adventure. For reservation 5713.
To keep it clean at all times. Discard of all garbage properly. It is illegal to remove the sand from the beach. Let us keep the Kittles Beach and other beaches across St. Vincent message from BFM 99.9. The clean, fresh sound.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole country or slower service. In the Caribbean islands, providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to ahead of the competition. Low rates on small packages and air cargo. Contact SkyMax today, 784-456-5400. Local agents, SwiftPack, Interbrand Cargo. Call 784.
That's with the country. It's a sure thing. How with the new floor plan name? If you don't know about it, then they better slide in. How will it? What you feeling?
For only $55 per month, plus a discounted smartphone.
You see the new phone plan that Flow made? You could turn postpaid to prepaid.
Nothing else.
"19 minutes on to 9 o'clock. Send your thoughts at 4579994. The commissioners of past and commissioner of today say that confidentiality in the Royal Civil and Grenadier Force is a major component in fighting crime. And you will hear people say, well, I could use myself as an example. When one former commissioner was commissioner, you know who he is? A police officer came to me and asked me for certain information that I observed. I gave the man the information. You know, the man go back and tell somebody I tell him. And when I go to the then commissioner of police to complain about what the police have, you know what the then commissioner of police tell me? You know the officer name? I say, I could identify with my eye closed. You know what he tell me? Until you don't know the officer name, we can substantiate your claim. And I heard him on Extreme Radio having a discussion about the issue of security in the Grenadines. And I called and I couldn't even keep my company. I said, you talking about security? I gave you some information and you go back and tell the people I give you the information. You can remember that? Oh, I guess you can remember that. Yeah. All over the place going on like some security guru because you want to get a job and then you have me listed who you go back and tell the people. And now go back and tell the people, go back and tell the vagabond, you know, the dealer that I gave them the information. I said, boy, these people have to be crazy. So when you hear commissioners saying that they want the support of the public, people don't want to because you tell them something, the peddlers don't know before you even sleep and wake up. That trust, lack of confidentiality, it is not forthcoming in civil segregating. And hey, when people lost their life under suspect circumstances, you have to use your imagination and say, boy, I wonder what they do. I What if he never molest anybody? What if he did molest any little child? Like, man, go about your business. If you're in that category, go about your business. Okay? Not condoning vigilante justice, but sometimes you gotta make room for people to just express what they feel sometimes. And saying homicide and killing somebody is the way. But in that sporty moment, when your little girl come and tell you, Daddy, that man shook his middle finger at me, excuse me? No man. You have to get I speak to your ears and come to the other one, man. You can't be the young people. I'm going to say,
that is a very tricky situation too, because there might be an instance where the child is lying.
Well, a child is a fragile person, and I understand and I agree with you. When a child make a complaint, we should integrate the complaint to see if the child is saying the truth. But until that education is completed, people have to protect the children and protect
right. Just make sure you get the story right and factual.
Yes, I agree
before you even think or consider.
Yes.
Because you might end up at the worst end of the stick.
And then sometimes you report the matters to the police first, and hey, when you check them, the matter is under investigation. Still talk is certain nonsense that is not true.
That could provoke people.
Yeah. And and then meet them in a blind corner. You just say
well, you say so much things there. I can pick one and respond to it. But I mean, let me respond to the trust first.
Christal, before you go on, right?
Or like thereof.
Here what happened. I know of a young lady down honestly. She daddy, she uncle, she daddy. You hear what this is?
Hold on.
The man who she called it uncle, she daddy.
That's incest.
Oh, okay.
That's mommy brother.
Christal, when I see the young lady,
that's disgusting. Wait a minute. She knows this? Obviously.
Wait a minute, she know. I'm gonna tell her I fail. We're gonna find them. I said to myself, these people is crazy. You can imagine that. Morning, she's daddy over there, and then when you go over there, she's uncle. Morning, daddy, morning, uncle. Hello? If it's real? Yeah, it's real. Real.
So she says
right in the roundabout area. Okay, leave it right there. Okay, right. Can you imagine that? You could imagine that? Morning, daddy, morning, uncle. Yeah. Let me take you to school. You're going to carry your child to school, your child will carry his niece. Oh, my father. So when you hear people go missing sometime, I don't wonder, yeah?
You should wonder. You should.
The things you
should wonder.
Come back and haunt them.
You should wonder. And you should be concerned because you just never know.
Just never.
You understand?
Just never.
Maybe that is why some people have this don't care attitude when certain people or people go missing. Because sometimes you don't hear when somebody goes missing, but you hear when they're found.
You know, Christal, you know what I sat yesterday and I think about the issue of crime and the negative impact. I think it's a few months ago, just coming close to here, they found a young lady in a cooker's bag. Remember, in Morrisville
Precious
area.
Williams, 17.
We find any positive for that?
Nope. Police come and say anything? Nope.
And that predator still outside there, somewhere in Sinville Grannies or overseas.
Maybe he is, maybe he's not.
You could imagine.
Or maybe she is, maybe she's not. You don't know.
Well, I sometimes I wonder.
Or maybe they are, maybe they're not. Nobody knows.
And that is why I wonder where today's society is going and who should take the some responsibility of what's taking place. Who should? And one person say NDP, but I don't know how they go point their fingers at the NDP, and the NDP is not in the executive arms of the governance of the country for the last 20 to 21 years. That is totally not true.
Before we go forward, let me just speak on trust there. We talk about trust a lot in our personal relationships. When trust breaks down within a relationship, it's very difficult to bring it back or virtually impossible. Sometimes relationships end because it has been lost because one party does something that they should not have done within the relationship. I think the same thing could apply to the relationship between civilians and the police. When I say the police, I mean force. If the trust breaks down, and it has broken down between civilians and police officers, and more people would learn about that because they see things. Everybody chilling, everybody talking, everybody saying what happens to them in their personal lives between themselves and the police officers. Because you are hearing from first-hand experience about a situation where trust has been broken between the police officers and civilians, you are not going to feel either obligated or feel safe, feel comfortable to go to the police. That passes to somebody else, to another person. It just spreads, just like negativity, just like COVID-19, just like any other ailment or virus. It's going to spread, and it has spread. Now, the most difficult thing, I think, for the RSVGPF would be to reestablish or rebuild the trust. And you know what makes it even harder for them to do that? When new stories arise of alleged police brutality, of unsolved homicides within the country, anything at all that comes up, or even a simple video between that shows a little altercation, a little exchange of words, whatever, between police and civilians, it hampers whatever progress they might have made. Now, you could have all the pan against crime. You can have all the, what they have again, police youth club in the world.
Yeah,
It'll still be extremely difficult to change.
Neighborhood watch.
Right? It's going to be really hard to change the mindset of somebody who's already convinced by experience or already convinced by believing of somebody else's experience, to change their mindset, especially when they're not listening to you.
Yeah. But Christal, how much more the nationals could do? Because some people engage security firms to take care of their properties. Some people,
which is an expense.
Right. Some people go and they get bad dogs, especially pit bulls. I hate to see them, because they just turn their mind and want up their own owner one time. Some people go and apply for gun license. Some people go and they put burglar bars. They find themselves in a house where they are the prisoners. Some people have neighborhood watch where they watch out for each other. I don't know how effective that is. But that is an effort by individuals and families to protect themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are we hearing from the police? They will be tough on crime when the cause of crime. Crime prevention is better than detection. Pan against crime and the effort. I am still not impressed with the effort by the Royal Jameson and Grenadiers police force to deal with the issue. In Calico, at the Calico police station, there's a bakery, there's a lot of boot, there's a chicken pit there.
Chicken pit?
People sell chicken, Woodsley sell chicken there.
Pit, no.
Yeah.
Trailer.
Right. And you look at the people who park in this community around there, and the police station is one footstep away.
Sometimes they come out. I've seen them come out.
Oh, okay. Well, Christal says she see them.
I've seen them come out.
Okay, lucky for her, Christal see all. I never see all of them.
I've seen them.
Right in that little comfort zone, people break the law every day. A big sign in the ground, man. Please don't park, no park police sign. You blowing somebody, man, you hurry in and say, I to bring me a pickup. But you're preventing me from going to where what my intention.
You see, now while it is their responsibility, and I think when we have these conversations, the wrong question is being asked. It's not who, but who all to be blamed for the state of crime in St. Vincent and Grenadines. There's some of us who just unruly, and we don't care, and we have no regard for other road users. We don't have any regard. We don't have any regard for other people. We don't have no respect for other people. We don't even have respect for yourself. We don't have respect for other people.
Imagine, Christal. I saw a vehicle. It was once, let me repeat that, it was once owned by former Commissioner Michael Charles, who sits here occasionally on Friday. It is owned by a Crichton. in Georgetown. I see the vehicle park on the sidewalk. Somebody hear me make a comment about it here. They know the vehicle already sold, but they go and complain and tell you know who that I shouldn't comment about the commercial vehicle park on the sidewalk. That was not the commercial vehicle.
But it doesn't matter who the vehicle belongs to. Wrong is wrong.
I speak to Sergeant Jones about a vehicle TK 722 park and Stubbs. I know the gentleman. His brother should be a winner and cricketer, home batsman. Park on the road every single day. So when you pass the Lowman Cemetery, there's a brown Toyota 10-seater park on the road with no number plates. And you ask yourself, what's going on? You ask yourself, what's going on?
What do you say?
Eh?
What?
Yeah, you never notice it? When you go up to the left, you go see a brown Toyota 10-seater park on the road. You have to leave your hand to go inch on the person's hand. And when they talk about these things, were you playing? Police?
Before we even get to this, yes, they are responsible for keeping the law, but people just unruly. You know the road is a public road. It is the main road, for God's sake, and you parking on the side.
Yeah.
So you don't care who else inconvenience. You don't care that traffic going to hold up because your vehicle needs a space to park. You don't care. People just don't care.
Disregard for law and order and the traffic.
Simple. You going somewhere to get a source. There is a line. Oh gosh, just go in the back of the line and keep quiet, no man. You had to cut across somebody else. You had to make a whole set of noise. Just line up like orderly people. Oh gosh, people just make things real hard and unnecessary, you know.
Definitely.
Police intervene on the simplest of matters. Oh gosh, you're driving on the road. You know the rules of the road. Somebody parked, there's an obstruction. You know who's supposed to stop.
Christal, being on the radio here, right?
Jesus
like you and I, shape you to be a better person. You know why? I don't get any traffic regulations infringement. You know why? Somebody go past. You see you don't put the radio, you do that. So I always remind myself I have to lead by example.
That's true.
But yeah.
But I mean, outside of that, you know.
I went to Lowman's B1 here and Christal. 2 people get me angry. So I did something out of my character. Hey, one neighbor. I go call Christal and tell Christal to do something. Yeah? I say, excuse me. So yeah. To argue that is the microscope is on you.
For some folks, it is.
Yeah.
You have the spotlight, so you have to be even more accountable than others because you want to be able to talk about certain things.
And then shout out, Kingsley, I go tell Christal, you know. It's like hear me now. I didn't even answer her because I said, boy, me putting more problems with the situation that exists. I went on a particular road, now road. And a man park a vehicle. I said, man, come on, man.
You have to. That brings out an important. You have to lead by example. People don't realize that we are all leaders in our own right.
Christal, you can't let people you until the rain coming through. You know what I mean?
This person here mentioned, right? They also use the roads for dumping sand and other building materials. Here, another stupidness on the road. You have a truck. You transporting Rabaka, sand, wherever you're transporting, somebody else going because they're moving out to the rent house and they're going somewhere else. You transporting goods on the back of the truck. Tell me why you cannot secure the contents of the back of your truck. The pebbles have to be dropping out while you are moving. You're passing the road, cardboard box in the road, garbage in the road.
You see me in truck, nasty in the road with the concrete.
Oh, for God's sake, just cover the truck, now, man.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous.
One pebble at a speed on your windscreen crack up. Who going to pay for that?
Yeah, terrible.
Ridiculous,
it's
man.
Happening every day out there. And as you say, we need to see some individual effort making.
But you could be charged for that, no?
But of course.
You could be charged for that. But even before the police intervenes, you see, police have a text plenty like sometimes, you know, because y'all ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing.
And in the defense of Ralph Guns, I heard him say a statement and I paraphrase and he said, traffic police is not only for traffic officers, it's for the members of the Royal Civil Grange Police Service. So if you go in some place as a police officer, man or woman, you see an infringement taking place, not because you're not assigned to traffic, take an effort to let the person know. Christal, from the Easy Joshua Center to the International Airport is our highway. It's a people park this community all on the side of the road. The entrance to go by the former superintendent of traffic, aka Scratchy John, people park before the entrance where he goes down. Now he's retired. You think he could go and tell him to stop parking? I said, man, you can't do nothing. No, you're the policeman again.
Do it.
You know what I mean? But he stops, connect. We know you need the help and you want to get some medical attention. But go out and look for a park.
A proper park. They just pull aside. You
Pull
see
aside.
people just stop in the middle of the road to have conversations with other road users. In the middle of the road. Y'all have cell phones now?
You got a woman selling some corner.
Oh,
Don't talk about that.
Just stop.
People just pull over there.
Oh Lord, the stress, the pressure is getting worse. No, it's 9 o'clock, right?
It's just crazy.
It's
Time
9
for us to
o'clock.
take some banks rate and some.
Yeah.
We don't have no streety for last night. So we don't just.
There's one more thing that I want to say concerning this when we come back. Right? Just remind me. All right? You remind me?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just forget, you know. Sometimes you forget.
One thing I forget to tell you off air, who's the baby who over there, daddy, uncle, and call you daddy.
Anyways, time for break. 9:01 on the ticker right here on WFM 99.9, the clean fresh sound. If you're just joining, good morning and welcome and happy new year. It's the 3rd day of January 2022, a lovely Tuesday morning. Let's head to the ECCB bank rates. It's brought to you compliments Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Brick by brick, piece by piece, building with technology, helping wealth increase, starting small, building the future, doing more every day, doing more together. BOSVG, the bank we count on. BOSVG, our one bank together, we're strong. Standing on, yeah. Building our future, doing more together.
OSBG, doing more.
Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Welcome to the Eastern Caribbean Central for today. That's brought to you. Compliments. The bank is today 73 and the Eastern Caribbean does international and these are not official banks transactions with the public. The Barbados dollar 1.95, franc 2.8031, euro 2.84729, pound sterling 3. States dollar 2.0, the Guyana dollar 0.01333. Thank you so much for listening, and thanks to the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for sponsoring.
Building with technology, helping wealth increase, starting from building the future, doing more every day. How one bank together. Hey, building our future, doing more
OSBG, doing more together. Thinking of winning the lotto pot? Well, there is an easy way. Combo play. Choose 4 numbers from 6. That's 4 at cost $64. Match any 4 partners and win the lotto jackpot. There's Combo 6, where you purchase 6 numbers for 5 of the slotted numbers and pot. About Combo 7, that's a purchase of 7 but 42.5% numbers, and you will jackpot. Combo 3, Combo 8, and Combo Lotties. Visit the headquarters in Paul's Avenue or WhatsApp 495-688. So you have to be in it to it.
Welcome back. And you're listening to
Good morning, agents. Holiday for the past 25 years.
25 years. Great. So, Jackie, tell us, what makes an excellent front desk agent?
As a service provider, I'm always polite to customers. I'm very helpful and I smile a lot. As local,
We only look at it that.
yes, you see. Tourism is everyone's business. You've got to live it, love it.
When you're behind the wheel, stay alert. Driving safely. Avoid distractions like things or vehicles. Only overtake when it is absolutely safe to do so. And remember to be on the team motorcycle available at courts.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel. No after General. And they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yeah, and often wide most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
Boy, that's where you getting crushed, you know? Your brakes real good, boy.
Now brakes alone good enough. My tires good too.
Tires? Where you get them tires, boy?
Out by Caribbean Tire Plus, man. They out in Addersville. Can't miss it. Look for the orange container on them. Plenty parking space and open 7 days a week all thing, man. Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on Sundays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call them today. Caribbean Plus, 84-432-4. See tires come.
They're doing a little doodle there. Let me read out some doodle. doodle like jottings. All right, cool. Swift Pack has slashed shipping rates on air cargo and small package courier. Ship small packages and U.S. mailbox items for as low as $3 or $8.15 EC per pound. Air cargo as low as US $1.52 per pound for cargo over 100 pounds. Special rates available for personal boxes from the USA to St. Vincent. This is a limited time offer. Conditions apply. Call 456-5400 today for more information. Swift Pack, send it fast. And Love Quartz help you recover from the holidays and put a little bit of extra cash back into your wallets. Beginning January 1st, you can save up to 30% off wide because we're going to give you great deals and pay your VAT. Now you can set those New Year's resolutions to help you get well, mind, body, and spirit. All right, cool. And you can also love yourself a little bit more with a little extra money to buy that new furniture piece for your home, appliances for the kitchen, smart TV to watch your favorite show, or dream equipment to help shed the Christmas pounds. Plus, if you pay with Quartz Ready Finance, you pay nothing down and there's no payment for 30 days. This offer is available in store and online at shopquartz.com. Conditions apply. Quartz, bringing value home. Come home.
So I heard somebody speaking about the importance of advertisement. I heard this our Mr. Mason said that his house is an outfit of Uti's stores. Okay, well, my home is also an outfit of coats. Okay, I advocate for coats. But hey, Christal.
Hello.
We have a very good area. People say we just boost for your area. If we are on one homicide in our area that I could recall, and it was go unsolved because of contamination of the crime scene. Okay, we had. I remind you. Yeah, I think she was a potential beauty queen. Yeah, she hurt my heart.
Shanika Small.
That
But that was years ago.
Yeah, and I still remember it like yesterday.
That was years. That was late in the year.
Well, and I will tell you off air why I'm a bit soft and not speaking about it, because I think something happened naturally in the area where let me see how to choose that word. Leave it right there. Okay, right. We have our commissioner of police, Miller. He was from our area. Today's commissioner is from our area. Committee. The Minister of Education, Curtis King, who is a committee-oriented person, and what I expect was much more from him. We have a young man that we used to work at Liat, a teacher. His daughter is currently the Chief Education Officer. I'm referring to Mr. Hope Martin. We have two persons who once served as police officers, Mr. Aldrich Wright and his big brother, were disciplinarian alongside a police officer called Mr. Williams, aka Flower Elbow. Today, people look up at Jimmy Ford. Jimmy Ford grew up in the area, had two parents who were just workaholics in terms of the lands, work the lands. Ashford Woods, a community-oriented person, who people have a high level of respect. Janet Matthews and Joy Matthews. Joy Matthews is a former teacher who is trying to put together an organization for retired teachers to get their benefit. And Janet Matthews, most people know by now that she's a very good friend of mine. We have this constituency. Once you make a left at Fountain Village Church walk there, that people used to look up for one another. Arthur Williams was elected parliamentary. When he come to play the playing field, he had a cricket game. When he out, the game done. He took up the bat of the ball and he gone. He can't get here. You understand? And you know, seriously, ask Tommy King. You laugh, ask Tommy King.
I love because I've seen it happen already in my younger days.
Tommy King is a teacher who got a lot of lives in the top of the area. And when you're playing cricket, you're going to bring two full cricket team, Christal from Billay. One by the Bascoms and one by the Kings. We are the best volleyball team 95% of the players on the national volleyball team was from the Gome Bombers. So when you hear people call and critique Curtis King, they don't beat up on me. People love Curtis King in the area.
No, you can't tell people what to do.
They love Curtis King because Curtis King is a product of productivity in our area. He was a teacher. He became the head of the grammar school. Today he's our elected parliamentarian. So if we expect him to deliver in that delivery, I expect we to critique him constructively. I don't have a witch hunt, and I am obsessed with Curtis King, but I am Curtis King that people like Mrs. Brown need to be represented forcefully. Curtis King know that the people in the area respect him for who he is, Christal. He knows that quite well. But he need to do like Ashford would say. Get the small things right, put together a committee for Vic Byron, Tommy King, and those people, and come to the committee and say, well, hey, I'm making representation for you in Parliament. I also going further in Cabinet, but I don't have the support of the others, and that is why things are hard, it could get done. Tell people like it is, but you have a rude awakening if you see that.
You see, the longer we sit and wait for people who we think should do certain things because they are elected or they have the responsibility, the longer we are going to wait for solutions to certain problems.
Well,
get up.
That may be so.
Get people mobilized and do it. You do it. You think you don't got power? Think again. You do it. You see how fast they join the bandwagon.
Yes. And that took place during the course of the 2001, 2000 era when the ODD Fitzgerald and them created this dynasty where they were pressuring the NDP and around city and shook down the NDP. Those days come back where actually. But politically, I'm hoping that Dr. Ralph Gonsalve, who some people refer to as Professor Gonsalve, who thinks that I am obsessed with him, I would like to see 2 changes in the senatorial position for the new year. I'm hoping that we have a caller.
I'll tell you why people say you're obsessed with him. You didn't see me click there?
Good morning.
Happy New Year to you, Mr. Kingsley the Freighter.
Happy New Year to you, Janet Matthews.
And God bless and have your life and take good care of yourself.
Yes, appreciate that.
I drink a shake my breakfast yesterday. They're talking to a young lady. I was saying to myself, I wonder if you didn't marry, if you didn't speak to your wife so gentle and so calm and nice.
Well, here what, Janet. Mr. Weeks remind me I must speak to Christal gently and kindly. If I read my voice, keep it as cool as possible.
My Kingsley, you don't like anything, boy.
Yes.
Oh. Guys, sitting there eating and say, I wonder if you didn't marry, I wonder if you don't speak to his wife so calm, cool, gentle, so loving. Christal, good morning and Happy New Year to you.
Good morning, Happy New Year to you too.
I agree totally.
Yeah, take good care of yourself and God bless him.
Thank you, same to you.
Sometimes the representative in the constituency, something could want to do, but sometimes they hand time.
Yeah, they're not getting the support.
From the bigger man.
Yes, exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
Because Kingsley Freighter, now it's a new year. Me pray God that them fix this road they put in the ground yesterday, me beg them. A woman like me don't laugh. I hate when you laugh and you come in today.
Yeah.
Well, you literally give your life. Someday you don't even know you're paying your phone bill and you will go all the way for representative and the party and you telling me you can't even help us with this road. The kids don't know. So have a blessed and a wonderful new year.
Yes.
And I hope you turn around in your life and more to Christ. Let me say good morning to all FM fans. Anita, the guy on in Barbados, Mr. with everybody. Yes. God has been good to you, King Peters. And not only to you, to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they were speaking about the police. Yes. And with the parking and so, even some other countries, people can park where they like and how they like.
Definitely.
They can. Yes. The time they come and they don't care with them the vehicle, but this police say they choke around a lot of them serious, A man like Gold Teeth and them, wherever they in charge, so I'm happy to do it tomorrow. People like them, you can't just look up anybody and put them police out. You have to Policemen have to be firm with Vincent. If not, Vincent do what they want, say what they want, they don't respect you. None at all whatsoever. So you have a bless you, yeah.
And thanks
Thank
for calling,
you.
Johnny.
Take good care.
Okay.
As she mentioned that police have to be firm. Some officers believe that being firm means you have to be disrespectful. You're not going to get the job done. There are other officers who are very respectful. They're very firm, and civilians would listen to them and do as they say.
And you say we could single out the one who used to be assigned to the traffic department. You call me whistling man.
Oh man, when he moved from
He's
town,
an example of a
jeez,
policeman.
boy, I was upset.
Yes.
I used to enjoy seeing him at the roundabout.
Yeah.
He just like
Yeah. He was just great.
moving, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I saw him somebody week.
Anyways,
But as I say, the area that I'm from, I'm really proud of people. I can't call out individual name, but the ones who I call, like Tom King and Janet Matthews and Joy Matthews in particular. Joy, I hope that you get the foundation of that particular organization put together so we can make sure that teachers and retired teachers get their so reward. And I am still advocating for Vincentian to, and if you are self-employed, go and join the NIS. I know you may have your doubts, but I think that down the road we may see some life coming from the NDP, and the NDP promised that they will put more energy into the effort of the NDP in the NIS. So that is a good reason for you to consider voting for NDP, because they will make sure that the NIS is sung and vibrant, so you can get your retirement benefits. And the guy who complain that he can't live off $170 a fortnight, boy, I don't know if I do for you again. I try everything I could.
Before you go forward, two things. One, when you were talking about representation, now, this is just my belief. I believe that politicians sell themselves as saviors. And people believe that they are saviors, that they're the only ones who can solve the issues that the average Vincentian is facing in the home, in the community, in the entire country. But they know to themselves that, realistically speaking, it is impossible to solve everybody's problem at the same time and meet the needs of the people within the constituency. It is extremely difficult to get anywhere close to that. So they raise the expectations. They know they're not going to meet it. And what happens after elections? They have to go do their work. They have to travel. They have to do this, that, and that. People still have this expectation because that's what they've been selling. They're going to be the ones to come in and fix it, like Batman or Spider-Man or Superman or whatever, some kind of hero. But they know that they can't. People have to fix it themselves. Certain things, because there's some things that you're just not capable of doing.
Yeah, I agree with you, because when my friend Quinn Jackson was alive, he used to explain to me what normally takes place in cabinets. Not every elected parliamentarian is a member of cabinet, okay? And he said you have to go in the lobby. Often time you have to be in sync with the Prime Minister's position, because you don't want to bother the Prime Minister at the time Gonzalez was Minister of Finance, or it's Kamala Gonzalez. So you have to try to impress the Minister of Finance, but you have to have other members of cabinet supporting your effort to get things done. So I agree with you. They sell themselves as savior, but they need to come back to the people and know, I try my best in cabinet, but I can't get it done because I'm not getting the support of the other members. They say,
but you realize they are between a rock and a hard place. If they come back and say that I can't get it done because this is the truth, what's going to happen to the outlook, the perception of the entire party?
No, I agree with you, because when they were having that robust debate in Parliament, when Jomo Thomas doing things that the motion should pass, so about to make an outlandish statement, but it was just a statement, and we can't repeat verbally what he said, but he meant when he made the statement. Ralph Gonsalves can't speak for me, I can speak for myself. That was just a statement, and he's supposed to get carried away with that statement, But that was just a statement, and it didn't mean anything coming from Soboto Caesar, because you say When they go into cabinet, they have to have support from individual parliamentarians supporting their effort to get things done. They can't come out and say so because it will be coming and wash your dirty the public and it will create a problem. So we have to be the sacrificial lamb all the time. Just sit down and wait and hope one of these days we get something. It takes Sobo to see that 21 years to get a road from Lowman's Gap to Lauders fixed. 21 years.
You see, that's why everything is gonna fall back on money, because we're all going not we, but every minister is going after the same pot of money.
Yes.
And the pot of money small, then you have to decide as the leader who gets what and who gets how much.
But Christal, it put us in a peculiar position, right? Before the last election, I made a statement on the situation that I don't think that the NDP could have won any of the 8 seats that the ULP had. I got the impression that the 8 seats was being focused for development. They came and they went Carter's drains, okay? I want to see some change in the ULP where the sitting Senator Julian Francis must think about himself and his health and resign his position, okay? In the interest of him.
If he's fit.
If he's fit,
If he is fit.
he couldn't go on. But that would be up to him. And
Right.
another thing I want to see change, when you look at the blossoming of Senator Peters, who is now Minister of Foreign Affairs, NDP and other lawyers had a witch hunt for Senator Morgan. But everybody knows that a Senator Morgan fanatic. But I pride my trade at the Argan International Airport every single day. And I am seeing the elected parliamentarian here, there, and everywhere. Basically, I saw him. He find time to visit the people in the area with other agenda while he's doing that. But the person who I think they were going to replace Frederick Stevenson was with AKA Superdog, Senator Pitbull Rodgers. I have not seen that transformation from a radio announcer to a senator.
Yeah, you did say that last
So
year.
I'm hoping that Ralph Gonsalves pick close attention and remove Senator Bala and replace him with somebody more vibrant and who has an intention of being a politician.
Who?
And the people of South Central, we know they're saying that they are going to Lenny Daisley.
Does he want it?
Lenny Daisley been around a while, has the love of the people of South, at his heart, but would his age be a factor compared to Pitbull age?
How old is he?
He's over 50. Would he get more things done? I
He's over 70.
I think he will get more things done. So that is 2 changes I'm hoping. One should be voluntary from Senator Francis, because I have your interest at heart. And one should be vaguely removed, which is Senator Pitbull, because I don't see any transformation taking place in his political life.
Oh, ye of little faith. Sometimes I wonder how easy is it to enter politics, or difficult? And I wonder if there are any, or what are the barriers to entry for persons who are thinking of it, that have not.
Ralph Gonsalves tell them already, they have to love people, they have to be committed, and they have to get the job done. And Ralph Gonsalves see that vote right taking place. Senator Peter, she was just a senator and parliamentary secretary. Over time, Ralph see that she's interested. She said that she's showing interest to be the candidate of choice for the European election. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, she was suggested to be appointed Minister of Foreign Affairs. If Ralph Gonsalves didn't see she had that intention and that commitment, he would have to give that a serious responsibility.
Mm-hmm. But I'm speaking to the quiet ones in the background who might be doing work on the ground, who are thinking of, but who are holding back for whatever reason.
Well, I personally felt Christal, when Senator Marvin was appointed senator, I think that the intention was for her to move on from stage to stage to be a candidate for the Europe, a candidate of choice. But there was a witch hunt for her, and I think that she's using that time allocated to her now to rebuild her status, and that will take some time, okay? And I hope that people will just look at her for what she wrote. She's currently the deputy speaker, and I think that she has the ability to function in that position. I suggesting that Ralph Gonsalves remove his senator and put her speaker. Well, if you need her to mature, you gotta find a way to get her to mature. But outright, it's a no-no for Senator Pitbull. I think we had enough of him.
That's you.
And he's not gravitating to.
Not everybody feels that way, man.
Not everybody feel that way about Senator Pitbull.
That's not even a question. Not everybody would feel that way about him.
Okay. Well,
that is your personal opinion.
I'm making an opinion based on my observation.
Right.
Yeah.
That's your personal opinion. Other people feel that he's fit and ready.
Okay. Well, time will tell.
Time will tell. But
Time will tell.
apart from who we have at the forefront, in terms of continuity of the two main political parties, are you confident that there is a step down or continuation if the persons who have been in politics for so many years, if they move on to retirement, then what would happen to the party?
Well,
each.
NDP in a peculiar position, right? They had the last election to win, but they find themselves consumed with obsession about Ralph Gonsalves. They tried the issue when he was accused of misbehavior in public office. That didn't get them any place. They say long-term Papa, that didn't get them any place. Ralph Gonsalves is focused on his commitment and gets certain things done. I am not in sync with some of his foreign affairs policy, but it seems to be working for him. The NDP need to stop focus on Ralph and focus how to rid Ralph out of Sylvester and as Prime Minister. They seem to can't get that focus. you think the Prime Minister is going to lie down and play that and NDP in the next election? NDP and the supporters hoping to win by default. That ain't happening at all. Happening. When you consider with people like Israel Bruce. We'll go with Israel Bruce.
So you're trying to help them out?
Yeah, Israel Bruce need to be removed and appoint somebody as senator.
I asked you about Israel Bruce. I asked if you're trying to help them out. If their mission.
The NDP mission is to become government of service anywhere.
Right, that's why I'm asking. You're trying to help them out?
I'm an NDP supporter.
Okay, so you're trying to help them out?
I am an NDP supporter.
So yes.
So what I am saying to you, Christian. I'm saying to you, Christian, my interest is about service and hey,
but here now,
somebody told us last week when you were here, right? That Ralph Gonsalves will remain in office for another 50 years. That is most likely.
Did he say Ralph Gonsalves or did he the ULP for 50 years?
Yeah, imagine that.
Right? But here's something else, right? And I did tell you that I'm gonna say why I think people say that you are obsessed with the PM. First thing that you said this morning. Who's the first name you call?
Ralph Gonsalves.
Okay then.
I just like the man trending.
But why is he trending?
He's trending because he's today's politician.
Today's politician, there are a ton of other politicians out there besides him.
But Christal, if you focus on the ULP, the person people pay attention to is Prime Minister Gonsalves, Kamala Gonsalves, and Saboto Caesar.
Well, that is part of their marketing strategy too.
And the people who the focus is Sinclair Laker, Daniel Cummins, and to a lesser extent, Lorraine Friday. He just happened to be the leader, but not the leader that people wanted from a leadership standpoint.
Who would people wanted as the leader for the NDP?
Sinclair Laker. You need somebody who could go in there in Parliament, and when Ralph Gonsalves figure it, take off his shot. The rivalry is always friendly and forceful between Baker and Prime Minister Gonsalves. Most time you hear,
I want them to keep that rivalry out of Parliament.
Why?
Kind of out of Parliament for the new year.
Why?
Because they're wasting too much time in Parliament.
One thing since the ULP became the government and the people is we have had more frequent meeting of Parliament, which is good so people know what taking place in the country.
Half the time in Parliament, they wasting.
When something that happens,
Because it shouldn't be happening. I mean, come on, y'all in there to discuss important matters. Keep all the basta outside when y'all having drinks.
When you listen to Nature Stevenson, I agree with you wasting time. When you listen to Israel Bruce, I agree with you wasting time.
You can't pick and choose.
No, I tell you,
when they start to go off track, they start talking about pens, then they end up talking about rulers. Stick to pens.
So the 6 people who people focus in, Ralph Gonsalves, Roberto Caesar.
Right. So that is why people say you are obsessed, because you always speak about Ralph Gonsalves. One time PM had said,
admit that I am obsessed? No, I'm not obsessed with Prime Minister Gonsalves, Christal. I admire the man for who he is. I admire Ralph Gonsalves because he's committed. I admire Ralph Gonsalves because he is Prime Minister for every square inch. And
but politically speaking, turn load of other people who we can speak about.
Right.
What you mean? Like, we got 15 constituencies, 15 by 2 is 30.
Oh, you're speaking from a political standpoint. I speak about Curtis King several times for the last year.
Over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
You know.
You think I was having a battle in Ram and Curtis King?
Me ain't going to say what people think.
I was representing the people, and they wanted Curtis King to know that they expect much, much more from him.
One time, PM sat with me during an interview. Can't remember if I was alone or if I had a co-host at the time.
No, I thought you were alone at the time.
No, but he had said that there are some folks who...
Really?
I'm gonna paraphrase it, right? There are some
it.
people who study Ralph so much that when they lie down on the bed with their spouse, they turn over and say, Ralph?
Yeah. I remember him saying that to you. I remember saying that to you. But if you're trending,
but he ain't wrong.
If you're trending, he must be the talking point. Yeah?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What would you like to have for breakfast, dear? Ralph. Put Ralph on the side.
Ralph.
What are you drinking, Ralph? Come on. Ralph on the rocks.
No, we must be just making fun of that. But
it's a serious thing.
Christal is a serious thing because let's face facts. He Prime Minister is committed. He demonstrates that he has love for people, and you may say how he does that by providing financial assistance for people to get their education overseas. He has increased the minimum wage with the reclassification. He has also put a little thing on the public assistance where people get a little bit much more than they used to get. He spent time advocating our foreign policy, and we have Vincent studying all over the world based on the Ralph Gonsalves foreign policy. So the issue of healthcare, he's going to advocate to build a hospital starting sometime in this new year.
And the Minister of Health?
No, everything has to be about the Prime Minister.
Everything?
Have to be about the Prime Minister.
So.
It's 14 copybooks and 1 encyclopedia. Ralph is the encyclopedia of symmetry. That is why.
You see,
he's trending.
You sound like
Is Lynch?
No. Do you have a problem with that setup?
No, as it is. That's how it is.
So then, if it is as you're saying, then why target?
No.
Why target politicians like Curtis King for not doing enough for the constituency?
Don't use the word
If you believe
target.
Kingsley officer target, if you look back at all the other lives, come on, man, let's be real. How many times have you spoken about what Camilo is not doing, Camilo Gonsalves is not doing, what's about to Caesar not doing for constituency, Honorable Montgomery Daniel, Carlos James, all the others, Northern and Southern Grenadines, how many times have you spoken about their incompetencies?
Christal, I never said that they're incompetent.
Well, wherever they're falling short.
I never target them. I am just suggesting to you.
That's my point.
That is only 3 of them, Vincent, paying attention to Prime Minister Camilo Gonsalves want to be Ralph Gonsalves' son, and Ralph Gonsalves once said that he he's molding Saboto Caesar to do exactly what he's currently doing today.
And they're
right?
only paying attention to them because they want Vincentians to pay attention to them. Look at the billboard that's going into Kingstown.
Oh, you see
Instead
that?
of saying Joseph Chartier, you're saying Saboto Caesar, Camilo Gonzalez, and Ralph Gonzalez. Times two.
I thought this them targeted them. You observe that status at the French's Gate where it's
Everybody
insane.
sees it. It's right there. That's what I'm saying, right? People will talk about them mainly because maybe that's what they want. They want people to talk about those individuals. It's just like running a business.
Yes, okay, right. So the focus on the trending persons in the ULP, as Christal said, look at the billboard, you will see Prime Minister Kamala Gonzalez and the Saboto Caesar.
Why you think
and the NDP only have Daniel Cummins, who's has a different kind of outlook. Sinkaleka, Chris Roberts, and Friday, who would be because he will represent the people in the Southern Grenadiers. Southern Grenadiers, right, okay. So
Anyways, same principles apply to businesses too.
Yes.
You understand?
20 minutes, 30 seconds on to 10 o'clock coming up. We seem to have our last call.
I know we're going to read out some responses.
Morning.
Well, let me say morning to the young lady first, because it's the ladies first.
Good morning, sir.
Morning to Christal and Kingsley. Morning. How you doing, man?
Fine, thank you, brother. Fine, thank you.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, well okay, belated.
Thank you.
Well, I listen to you there, and you may have a point across here and a little piece on the other side. But remember that this is not the first Prime Minister or the first party that the leader getting licked. I mean, during the years coming up was Mitchell and the NDP was to see that Mitchell getting all the blows.
Yes.
You know, so he the man in charge. It has to come to him. I mean, we'll see what talk about him.
That's what I'm trying to tell Christal. He's the man who's trending.
Yeah, he's the Prime Minister.
But at the same time, you're making it sound like if NDP only for him. But I'm just saying to you, and you know that even during time coming up was Mitchell and the NDP, Mitchell and Hussein. So what was his main focus?
So when you hear Mark, when you say that guy that we got here, who should be referring to? Not the Prime Minister.
No, when you hear Margaret for morning, like for herself now. Let me just talk about this.
What about Bob Francis who say Dr. Saad? Highly disrespectful. Eh?
No, but I don't agree with that neither. I'm not saying that you've been disrespectful or anything, you know. I'm just saying that during NDP time was Mitchell administration, was Mitchell and Hussein.
When he was trending, they were trending.
When he was Prime Minister.
Yes.
But and also you talk about Israel Bruce. Remember during Comrade time, you know, seeking to, you know, looking to be Prime Minister. I mean, they had all kind of things to say about him as well too, you know. Yeah, he a communist, he a this, he a that. But I always say that we can't let a man could go out of outside to give man a chance.
Yeah. So you asking for a chance for Friday?
No. What I'm saying is that you kind of give Israel a kind of touch there, and I'm saying to myself, well, you see my comment, everybody was saying the comment would do this, comment to that. But you just can't watch a man and say, well, you know, you campaign, you give him a try sometimes.
Okay then, with people have so
I can give you some bad walk down the road, they say, but you know, you back at my place, you campaign.
But you know,
the people have to say no.
They have to be able to sell themselves so that they could convince persons to give them
a chance,
an opportunity. Give them a chance. I'm son like buying a ticket.
Well, they're doing that in their way. I mean, we can't tell them exactly what's going on. People in that position, the politicians, when they win, they become a doctor because they no longer have an office, they have a clinic. Dr. Jack will not get his credit tomorrow. You know, but what we go do sometimes? I mean, when election comes, it's a total different story. Who go in jail and who go in Belial and who go in this. Instead of focusing on the real thing, like last election we had Yogi and Kamil and I have to be wrong the NDP. What I have to do now, now you want to vote tomorrow? We don't have a business with that. Tomorrow for the election, not to do the election.
Yes,
You know, but you could go on and sort this issue, but let me give somebody else this again.
Yes, man. Have a great day.
Right, man.
Right. It's 18 minutes
Thank you.
on to 10. That would be
We have about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, we go to the response.
Minutes have gone already, so it's nothing new. So you could take a little 5 minutes. All right, let me go down to some of the responses. Okay, let me not touch that because I don't want to buy it back. Do you believe that most of the firearms in this country are licensed and registered? Hard to tell.
No, but honestly speaking, there's a perception that we have a lot of guns, but I never believe that it has more illegal firearms than legal firearms. I think that we have more legal firearms in Simonson than unlicensed firearms.
I can't tell because I'm going to say I'm not going to answer that because you don't know what exists in the dark. You might be able to tell how many firearms are registered or how many people who have licensed firearms, but you can't tell how many people that have unlicensed.
You'd like to see the government implement a policy where they go to people's homes and stop them and stop and start to see if they have firearms.
Just right?
Yeah.
Maybe it might work, maybe it won't work. But I mean, technology has advanced so much. I'm pretty sure there are ways to do certain things, and they're the officers. They are the ones with the degrees and the knowledge and the know-hows. I would just leave that job to you.
Okay, don't come with me.
All right. Good morning and happy new year for 2023. Can we get away from blaming politicians for our problems and start taking personal responsibility for the communities and society? I think that's just a general response. Good morning to all. Happy to hear you both again. When you call a police station to report things, a police themselves going and call your name. Spoke about the trust and confidentiality there. Here's another one. The NDP influenced the people not to vote for the referendum, so they have greatly contributed to it. But I realize that you are a deep-boned NDP boy. NDP come up boy.
No, I'm not calling me a boy in the radio. I don't like that word. If it's B-O-U-Y, but B-O-Y, that's a derogatory comment.
I don't think he meant boy as in little person.
Not this right
Not
now.
this one here.
You call her.
You know, like
Christal, we had a boy there. You tell me what you see.
Okay. He said, I didn't mean to rub you that hard, but truth is truth. Leave that. Good morning, guys. The issue of crime in St. Vincent is the responsibility of every citizen on the island. Citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines need to come together to fight crime. Vincentians are too anti-police. They would cry police not doing their job. Then when police doing their job, they cry how police wicked. In every community, the people living there know who the bad guys are. Some Vincentians are supporters of crime. They would see a man selling meat or provision, knowing he don't have any of those, but they would buy from him still. Don't just call out the politicians and the police, call out the public too.
Okay, Christal, let me check out here. This and some merchandise, some behavior. I asked him, where you come from? You Holland? He tell me, I don't want me from Machine. If you hear some word. Thief man coming on and selling people things. You see some nice thing here. I say, I want from you. You encouraging your thought. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I agree with you that society is something else.
Yeah. We are the upholders and we complain about those who are annoying, but we're not playing our part.
I play my part, like I tell you.
When I say we, I mean society.
Yeah, but I tell you, I envision it myself now. I know being at the radio, people expect you to leave an example, and I try my best not to infringe on traffic regulation. I try my best not to do anything that is not expected of me because, hey, it's a group of people. Jews, I told you so. So I remind you that they're out there listening, and they're just waiting for you to make a mistake to shoot you down, and you will say, Beckett, have a song while I look for it for me. Hezekiah. Oh my God. What a beautiful song.
Play this one.
Right. Play before you go. 30 minutes on to
Beckett, you say, right? See, I was looking. I'll play Beckett this morning.
You play Beckett this morning?
Yeah, look at them. Yeah. It's me searching for it.
Well, the Hezekiah will tell you exactly what is expected of you. And when you do what is expected of you, Hezekiah bad. Hezekiah no good. He teach up your forward. Oh my Lord, I tell you, Beckett, when you write that song, no wonder they had to honor you and call you Dr. Alston Beckett Cyrus, okay? Yeah, your renditions over the years been tremendous and forthright and on forth. Christal, I have an appointment at 10 o'clock, so
you do. We've got 12 minutes to get there.
I am going to leave you.
All right.
See you on Friday. And Janet,
God willing.
Janet, I don't even Christal don't talk about very generous to Christal. I tell you, Mr. Weeks don't want me, so I'm being careful, okay? Right.
You don't let go of thing, boy. Have yourself a good day, Mr. DeFreitas. Let me continue reading the rest of the comments, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Good. Morning season to you. All the police them don't do the work. Neighbors call the police station about somebody playing loud music at night and day, and up to now I ain't think they come yet. All they're saying is because but still playing loud music, so that is why I say. Oh, okay, understood. The serious thing that 50 years in government by ULP to put St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have no money. Why it will take that long? Because the lack of monies. Look at SVG now. Can you give a value of this SVG now? All right. And finally, to wrap this one up, the NDP can sing until cows come home. It won't stop a black cow from producing white milk. We need strong leadership. Dr. Friday runs out of steam. Christine, something of substance to speak of. Others, he would. All right. And with that, thank you so much for joining us for today's edition of Activated Mornings right here on WFM 99.9. On behalf of yours truly, Christal and Mr. Kingsley the Fritters, thank you and keep it locked. Coming up at 5 minutes on to the hour, we have your WFM News in Brief, sponsored by Edwin Delanes and Sons Limited. Before that, we got to take a quick break, pay some bills, and come back with one or two in between, as many as we can squeeze in. All right.